Holy hell, there is so much news for Street Fighter 6. In this video, we're going to go over the drive system. That's their new V system, like from Street Fighter 5. We're going to find the information from streetfighter.com. So let's just dive right in. There's a lot to go over. So this is going to first go over the fighting ground. And first off, look at the models. Look how good this looks. I cannot get over how good of a job they did with Chun-Li, and their feet don't look big, which is awesome. So the fighting ground, continuing the tradition of being a genre leader, the pinnacle of fighting games can be found in this mode. With a highly evolved combat system, experience the stunning innovation for yourself. All of the modes found in Street Fighter 5 can be found in fighting ground. I'm very curious what they mean by this. Does this mean ranked, casual, battle, or tournament? Survival, trials, extra battle? Like, does it mean all those? That I'm not sure about. All right, so let's jump into the drive system. It says, battle system design. Simpler controls will let you improve your offense and defense. With good timing, you can unleash attacks with flashy visuals, allowing you to experience the thrill of the fight even more. And we see on the game screen, there's just ink everywhere. What the hell is going on? So as we scroll down, we have the drive gauge. I was very curious about this. This is right underneath the health here. The drive gauge. The engine that powers the drive system is available as soon as the round begins, allowing you to fight to your liking. If you spend your entire drive gauge, you'll enter a burnout state with big disadvantages, but it also replenishes automatically, making meter management a key to the fight. Understanding the system in depth, including when to be conservative and when to gamble, allows for deep, high-level battles. Now, first things first, this is just corporate speech. Deep, high-level. Stop it. We will decide that. But it's very interesting that they said as soon as the round begins. So before we go into the drive system moves, I want to go over to the game screen and we look at it being broken down. Again, this looks gorgeous. Look how good Luke looks. And I think he looks corny as hell in Street Fighter 5, but he actually looks very good. Shout outs to Ryu with the Goken style outfit too. That's real nice. So we have the vitality bar. We have the portraits, of course. We also have this M and C on this side here. We'll find out that this means modern and classic. The controller type is actually different. You have a choice. Number 2 is the drive gauge, right? So you have 6 bars to start off with, and as you use it, you lose a bar, but you get some of it back, and it looks like it replenishes over time in increments. Maybe not like big bursts, but maybe just slowly as it comes back up. But what's interesting also is that there's no revenge gauge. This looks like a super gauge, fine, but there's no like V gauge. It doesn't seem like there's any gauge that you earn from getting hit. And I know a lot of people are going to be excited about this. And I'm a believer that you kind of need to have some kind of comeback mechanics in fighting games these days. You just have to have it, or else people will get steamrolled and that will be the end of it, right? Whoever attacks more will get more gauge, which means that they convert that into damage, which means you'll probably lose a match. So let's go back real quickly as soon as I find out. And exactly as I said, so you have this super art gauge. Spend this gauge to perform a devastating super art. Every attack that lands will fill up super art gauge, and you can fill up to 3 stocks. Super art gauge also carries over in between rounds. Again, you earn this by attacking. You don't earn gauge by getting hit. That's interesting. The drive gauge. Drive gives you the ability to perform various actions in Street Fighter 6. When this gauge is empty, the fighter will enter burnout and will not be able to use drive-related techniques until the gauge is replenished. Do they mean each bar replenished? Or if you're in burnout state, you have to wait for your whole gauge to come back? That would be crazy. Being locked out of like your system the whole time is actually like really crazy. Managing your drive gauge seems like it's going to be super important. And we'll find out like why shortly. Okay, so let's go back and let's head over to drive system moves. Drive impact. A powerful strike that can absorb an opponent's incoming attack. Perform this on an opponent backed into the corner to induce a wall splat, even if they block the attack. That's focus attack. All right, so if we look at the trailer again, this is drive impact, I'm assuming. So if you look at this, let's slow it down real quickly. If you look, he absorbs a hit, he absorbs another hit, and goes straight into drive impact. This is focus attack. I don't know how many hits you can absorb. You probably can absorb only 1. What's interesting is, will there be a way to break them out of the armor? That I don't know. And that puts them in a crumple state, or just like in a state where they can just get a free attack. And then he goes over into one of his super arts. What I find interesting also is that it actually leaves behind paint. It looks like there was some paint that was left behind with his super, but also the yellow. Actually, it might just be both, actually. So you can see him getting hit by the yellow and blue. And if you look on the ground, it drops. And it gets left behind just for a little bit, which is pretty cool. That's a really nice effect. And if we go a little bit further, we see Ryu, I'm assuming, doing his, but he doesn't get the full crumple. So this tells me that drive impact will probably come in stages. This looks like a clean hit, probably like a level like 2, because then he can cancel it, I'm assuming. But that's pretty cool. So if you notice, there are 2 commands here. We have the classic mode, which is R1 and R2, which is hard punch and hard kick. Just real quickly, there is a modern mode, and what that is, it's like easy controls. So if you're new to the game, if you're just trying to get back into the game, there's like an assist mode. You can make it 1 button, which is questionable, but I think it's good for the overall health of the game, getting more people into the game. That drive cost 1. So like doing drive impact is going to cost you 1 of your bars. So I'm assuming drive moves is going to be really important. Like it depends on how fast your drive will replenish, but this costing 1 bar doesn't seem like it's that bad since you have 6 bars. I'm wondering if every character will have 6 bars. Maybe grapplers will have less. Maybe grapplers won't have armor on something since they have the drive system. I don't know that. But let's go on to drive parry. Automatically repel an opponent's attack and replenish drive when performed successfully. I didn't realize this when I watched this. Perform a perfect parry by parrying just before an opponent attack hits you. So I'm assuming this is like a just frame parry. What's interesting though is that the drive costs, I don't know if it cost anything, but it says that it replenishes. I'm actually like kind of interested. Do you spend drive and then earn some back? Maybe it's like V shift, and if you're successful you get some back. That I don't know. And the command for this is going to be medium punch and medium kick, or with the modern just 1 button. All right, so let's go back to the trailer real quickly so we can take a look. This is where the overdrive parries come into play. I don't know if you earn gauge back every time you parry, because he parries multiple attacks here, right? So that I'm not sure about, right? He gets a few parries here. I just don't know if you get it back every time, or if you just earn back, or does it cost bar for each hit, or do you hold it down to parry all the moves? That I don't know. There's a lot of things to ask. What we don't know if you have to input a high parry and low parry, because that's a low attack. But I don't know if you have to input down parry. I don't know. Probably not, which is pretty strong if you think about it, right? It's strong to be able to like not have to input down or guess, right? If you parry wrong, is there any downside to it? Which there will be, because I do believe there is an animation. So probably like Ryu, parry, probably will put you in a counter hit state. And we can see here, this is something that happens to me quite often with Juri, getting baited. And we see the parry. Pretty cool. And the animations look really nice. This looks like a perfect parry. If you input it, I'm assuming just frame, I think you get more out of it. And then he gets a full DP off of that. So overdrive costs 2 bars. Press 2 of the same button type instead of 1 when performing a special move to turn it into an overdrive art. These are the same attacks as EX special moves in past games. So they are actually just going to call it overdrive. So for an example, when Ryu performs an overdrive Hadouken, it'll be quarter circle forward and 2 punch buttons, or you hit the right trigger button and a button. Such power in so little, but overdrive should be pretty cool. So then we have the overdrive arts, right? So we see an EX version of rising upper and then a slam down, probably to give him Oki, right? Like obviously, usually slam downs usually give Oki, but we can see Chun-Li's legs in the same way. Drive rush is the one that is kind of most unknown, like the utility of it. I'm assuming this is like focus attack dash cancel. Perform a quick rush forward from a drive parry or cancelable normal attack. Drive rush from a parry costs 1 drive stock, while drive rush from a normal attack costs 3 drive stock. So this sounds a lot like focused attack and like red focus, how they cost more. What this means is that if you parry, you could just probably go straight into a dash, into a special, or maybe like a light. But if you do it from a normal, seeing as you don't have to parry, you can use that whenever you want, that probably will cost like a lot more. Drive reversal. So of course, this had to be in the game. Drive reversal. This is V reversal. This costs 2 bars. This is where the meter management will be like important, and being able to force meter away from the opponent will be like super important. Forcing them to use drive reversal will take 1/3 of their gauge. Perform a counterattack while blocking an opponent's attack. The damage is low, but can help you get out of a tight situation when you're being pressured. Exactly as it sounds, this is going to be V reversal. It says the damage is low, but it also says it does damage. So I hope it doesn't, because I hope chip kills are like not in the game. With that being said, I hope this just does gray health. Doing damage with a reversal is kind of strong, you know, especially since you're in block stun. A lot of times they can't do much about it. But then again, like if I know a person's about to do a drive reversal, can I cancel to a parry? That might be really cool, you know, like that might be cool. And the input for this is going to be forward, and both of the have heavy buttons, or forward and L1 if you're using the modern version, which is really, really smart of them to not call it like easy. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to see the drive reversal here. This is all parries, but you see how he blocked, activates drive reversal, and then he counters attacks. Like I can tell that this is not drive impact. One, the animation is different, but he didn't get a crumple, and also he gets blown back, which is really, really important. I really hope they don't do what they did with V reversal and make it different for everyone. Everyone should get blown back. I think returning to neutral will be super important, and I think that's probably what they're going to do. What are you guys most excited about? Leave a comment below and tell me, are you excited to see Street Fighter 6 news and the drive system? I am super stoked. And if you haven't seen my reaction to the trailer, check it out. It's right over here. Click the button, and I'll see you guys over there.